Footie legend Gary McAllister was recovering after he was battered by a yob in an unprovoked attack. The ex-Leeds United, Liverpool and Scotland ace, 53, was waiting for a cab home with his wife, Hayley, 40, when he was set upon. Whilst waiting for a taxi with his wife after having dinner, Gary McAllister was randomly attacked by a thug. Stunned McAllister was punched in the face and fell to the ground as his screaming missus fought to pull his attacker off him. McAllister was helped to his feet and taken to hospital by cops who have since launched an investigation into the beating in Leeds city centre. Sources said McAllister, who was said to be extremely shaken up by yesterday's beating, needed at least 10 stitches in his top lip. A source said Gary had spent the day at Anfield watching the Liverpool legends, including Steven Gerrard. He'd had a great day. A source revealed the attacker battered Gary purely because he's a former footballer. He returned to Leeds and took his wife out to dinner in the city centre. They were waiting for a taxi home in the early hours when he was just attacked out of nowhere. Hayley grabbed hold of the lad and tried to pull him off. She suffered injuries to her wrists in the struggle that followed. Cops turned up and took Gary to the Leeds General Infirmary. His cowardly assailant ran off. The ex-Liverpool midfielder had spent time at Anfield earlier in the day, the source added. Gary was in hospital from about 3 a.m. to 12 noon. His face is a mess. He must have at least 10 to 12 stitches in his top lip. It was totally unprovoked by just one bloke. He came from nowhere and just hit him, simply because Gary is a former footballer. It's crazy. We're seeing supporters run onto pitches and attacking players. Now we've got legends like Gary being set upon in a city centre. It beggars belief. Gary's pretty shaken up by it all. He and Hayley have always tried to keep out of the limelight. Gary is currently assisting Steven Gerrard at Rangers but is currently at home recovering from the attack. He's just a nice guy, always willing to pose for photographs for fans. Nothing like this has ever happened to him. It's a real shame. McAllister, currently working as Gerrard's assistant at Rangers, is recovering at his home in Tadcaster, West Yorkshire. He refused to comment when contacted by The Sun, but said, "It's in the hands of the police." He and Hayley have both given statements to the police. The attack comes just 2 weeks after Aston Villa's Jack Grealish was punched by a Birmingham City fan after he ran on a pitch during a match. Paul Mitchell, 27, was jailed for 14 weeks after pleading guilty to assault and illegally entering the field of play. The Football Association warned that the attack, along with a second incident in which Manchester United defender Chris Smalling was shoved by a supporter during his side's match at Arsenal on Sunday, showed that a line had been crossed in terms of fan behaviour. McAllister is widely regarded as one of the greatest midfielders of his generation. He won the league with Leeds United in 1992 and in 2001 he scooped the treble with Liverpool, bagging the FA Cup, League Cup and UEFA Cup. McAllister also won 59 caps with Scotland and scored 5 times. Rangers boss Steven Gerrard's Amazon documentary trailer uses commentary of Michael Thomas's famous